Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome to the Longhorn Sim Racing X West Coast Sim Racing Invitational here. You've joined in live on Stam Studio Network. My name is Sean Stam, and a little bit something different here tonight as we have a live in-person broadcast here. Stick with me here, and I'll show you around where I'm at here tonight. Back to the old microphone I go here. Appreciate every single one of you joining in here live on Stam Studio Network. As we already have qualifying about to be finished up, we'll take a look at our race information here tonight. This is one of my most fun favorite tracks here within the iRacing universe, VIR. It's a 3.24 mile track. Temperatures running in the 66 degree Fahrenheit, 545 feet of altitude here tonight. But the track temp, it's relatively cool as well. 65 degree Fahrenheit, 0% humidity or chance of rain. Cloudy skies there, 5 mile per hour, winds to our back. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers here on Stam Studio Network. Tell your neighbor, tell your grandma, tell your doggy here. It's okay if you got to make an account for them as well. So we are cresting our way to 1,000. Then there will be merch giveaways out to the left rear quarter panel. Got some stickers. We got some koozies. We got some t-shirts as well. Thank you all for joining in here tonight for this live in-person broadcast as Andrew Bound, Marvin Samayo, and Slater Colby are the fastest in qualifying right now. Take a look at live qualifying efforts. Here's Andrew Bound, that Peppa Pig machine. He's going to keep it so far out here on the pole with a 2:06.25. Marvin Samayo, he's coming in just, 0.02 seconds behind Bound's lap time. Marvin up to P2, Slater Colby up to P3 as these drivers have about 2 more minutes left in qualifying. Let us know. We already see the old live YouTube chat popping off here tonight. Let us know who your pick is to win this race. Will it possibly be any of the drivers out of West Coast Sim Racing, or could it possibly be some long? Oh man, Slater Colby. He's going to go for a ride in the grass there, four-wheeling it out of that Toyota GR86. Another driver that we do see from Longhorn Sim Racing. How about that paint scheme? Brian Reyes, driver number 21, University of Texas at Austin. GR86 paint scheme here. Going to be a fast driver to beat here tonight. As Brian, he was showing some pace in practice and so far in qualifying, but got to remember here, all of these drivers that are racing real life right now out at the Sim ATX, they are not at home in their own really rigs that they have gotten time and time used to here within not only their time within Longhorn Sim Racing, but West Coast Sim Racing, their whole time within the iRacing universe. Let me know if audio levels are audioing it out here tonight, as we are just now getting done with qualifying. It's so funny to hear this race chatter going on here behind me. We see Terry, we see Scotty, Ted, as well as Terry, Chaz for short. Sim ATX, let's go. This is the place to be down here for some live sim racing events. If you're ever here down within the area of Austin, Texas, make sure you hit the guys up over here. Great group, a bunch of people. And race fans just alike, as Andrew Bound's going to, matter of fact, slap it out there on the pole. Right there behind him, or beside him, excuse me. That'll be Marvin Samayoa. Look at that, 0.037 seconds separating our front two runners. Stone Colby, George Lawrence out there going to slap it up there in the second row. How about Slater Colby? That's two Colbys going to start nose to tail. Little bro Nico, how about it? He's going to start P6 here tonight. Brandon Birch out of West Coast Sim Racing. Grant Rulland. Warren Johnson, West Coast Sim Racing League owner here. He's going to start in the 9th position. Amethyst Reese, Joe Rainey, and Jake Steckler rounding out our top 12. Ali Xe, Armando Martinez, Brian Reyes, Prackle, as well as Dylan Foley, Adrian Gutierrez, Cooper Tomlin, and Jacob Pineda, as well as Alfred Nunnes here rounding out our 21, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm not going to count them all, our 21 driver field here tonight. So yeah, let's go. We got a few Nico Colby fans here tonight, as well as that. Let us know who you're rooting for, Terry. That is a great question. We already see a Nico Colby fan out there as well. Carrie saying hello, Terry. We got Ted down here as well. Said saying, hey, nice some equipment here. Real quick before we wait for the starting grid. Take a look at this. I'm gonna treat you guys and gals one more time to it here tonight. Hang on, wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Sorry, I have to load it back up. Apologies. All right, here we go. This is what we've waited for. Take a look at this. I'll be right back with you as I show you guys these guys about to start. Alrighty, we are just about ready for some green flag racing for the Longhorn Sim Racing X West Coast Sim Racing Invitational. Appreciate each and every single one of you joining here tonight, as we're going to have the green flag out from VIR, one of the most tough, one of the most treacherous turns within the iRacing Motorsport Simulator. Here we go, Andrew Bound, Marvin Samayoa, Stone Colby, George Lawrence going to lead them out here into turn one. A little bit longer on this green flag, waiting for it, 5, 4, oh. That's a tree. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Andrew Bound, Marvin Samayoa. These two drivers will be on the gas. There we go. Andrew Bound. He's going to clear him there into turn number 1. So far, might it seem. Marvin Samayoa. He's going to try to draw that bead up here for the race lead to P2. I can hear these rigs behind me start to fire it up here down into turn 1. We'll look 3 wide. Will we all make it down and clear? We will keep it clear. Oh, no, except Jacob's going to go around. Oh, big incident earlier on. Dylan Foley involved. Adrian Gutierrez also right there with him. Back up here, battle for what is eventually, or what will be the race lead after Andrew Bound continues to run away with it. Stone Colby, Slater Colby. Oh no, does Amethyst have a little bit of a run here? Amethyst, oh, Warren Johnson goes off the track as well. Here comes Rainey Holmes Racing. Joe Rainey there, and he just continues to slice and dice his way through the pack. We are still looking 2 wide here, about for 10th on back. Looks like Brian Reyes, he's going to single file it out there, getting 3 spots earlier on. Amethyst Reese, Ali Xe, they're losing a spot earlier on in this race as well. Top on board with Ali Xe here. There's just nothing that you can see, even out these front windscreens. You start to run just that much closer to the driver up there in front of you. Just there's no clean air. There's nothing to really look for. As Brian Reyes has possibly a slowdown here, we'll hop on his back bumper. As Brian Reyes has side by side right behind him. That's Armando Martinez, as well as Ali Xe going at it for 14th and 15th. Oh, Ali Xe gets loose as a goose. We'll go up here back into the battle for the race lead. Andrew Bound, Stone Colby, and Marvin Samayoa. Lots of these drivers looking for some redemption after that's a really fun multi-class race from West Coast Sim Racing last night. I was going to say very similar. It is the exact same track that we ran last night. We're continuing to see Andrew Bound out up front, but with this slipstream, with this draft that is available, with these longer straightaways, not only the front, but as well as the back straightaway at VIR, you got to definitely have to keep in mind not only first place, but second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, possibly even seventh down there to Nico Colby. That was a nice race restart, except we had about 3 cars involved. We'll happen to see what happens here into turn number 1. Marvin Samayoa. Marvin was one of the most aggressive drivers, but he was doing it cleanly. He's going to try to do it again tonight, or will he? Marvin Samayoa down, out, and around. Hey, it's no biggie here yet. We do have that competition caution halfway within this race, but it's deja vu here tonight for Marvin Samayoa as he continued to lose his positions. Andrew Bound continued to lead up front. Stone Colby, Brandon Burts, George Lawrence, Nico Colby up to 5th after Marvin's spin. Just now joining us, first of all, I really appreciate each and every single one of you joining in here tonight. Oh, cameraman, look out. I appreciate each and every single one of you joining in here live tonight on STAM Studio Network, as this is an in-person broadcast. So once again, let me know if the audio levels are all audio in and out here tonight as we continue to grow our subscribers, grow our live viewers as well here on SSN. Thank you, each and every single one of you. Subscriber number 1 is just as important as subscriber number 874, I believe we're working with now. Newman, I'm all for it. I'm here to harass. Oh, no, not in person. No, no. All right, Andrew Bound continue to lead up out here. I think audio levels are going to continue to keep it cool, calm, and collected. You know who's not keeping it cool, calm, and collected? It's going to be Nico Colby. George Lawrence starting to go at it here side by side. Up and through the roller coaster section we go. Where we stop, nobody knows, except it might be the start-finish line here. Okay, looks like Nico Colby is going to have to he's going to have to give that spot away to George Lawrence. George up back to where he started this race. Very nice run tonight for driver number 7. Warren Johnson, Amethyst Reese, then the first time within this league that we have seen some little beating, some banging, some side-by-side. Warren Johnson, he's going to have the inside there as he gets a huge shot out of Brian Reyes. Brian Reyes is a NASCAR driver as well as road course. He knows how to give a bump right when you can, and he knows when to let off right when you have to as well. It's going to be hard to let off as we're going to look 3 wide here heading into turn 1. Brian Reyes at his back bumper full of Marvin Samayoa. Amethyst Reese goes for a slide in the grass there. She starts to 4-wheel it there out of turn number 2. Collects it back together. Armando Martinez makes his way, as so does Prackle, back down and around. Brandon Burch to the race lead as, oh, what's going on back here? Some argy-bargy. They're not only for Andrew Bound after losing the race lead. Nico Colby out of nowhere. Where did he come from? Where did he go? Tonight his nickname is Cotton Eye Joe. Side by side, 3 wide. It might not work there for Jake Steckler. Joe Rainey. Look at Grant Rullen starting to join this battle as well. We're going to hop on board with here, driver number 6. Yo, you better look out there, Joe. He's going to make that GR86 just as wide as humanly possible. Joe's going to take that spot up into P7 as Marvin Samayoa, Brian Reyes, Warren Johnson continue to go side by side out here tonight. 9.5 minutes till our competition caution. Brian Reyes is just ahead, but here comes a nice send there into the inside for Warren Johnson. Warren, nice move. He's able to make the pass over Brian Reyes. He's going to try and bring that West Coast Sim Racing teammate with him of Marvin Samayoa. Ali Xe continues to try and claw his way back up to, after falling back to where he started, P13 in the race. Brandon Birch, how about it? We'll have to take a look at the race replay here and see how Brandon was able to work his way down, out, and around Andrew Bound. I think it was definitely a spin there for Andrew, because the way that's, oh, well, was it even contact there? Hang on to your hats, boys and girls. Ooh, that may have definitely been contact with vehiclebuyers.com. You saw, was that Stone? Yeah, you saw Stone. He wasn't just trying to wreck Andrew even more there. What that was is, okay, well, you see Stone there try to make the move, and there you see him try to turn into Andrew Bound, tries to straighten him out, but unfortunately not quite able to do so. The Peppa Pig machine, that number 4 is going to go around earlier on. Once again, we do have that competition caution. Your favorite driver is definitely not out of this race just yet, as Brandon Birch continues to lead our Longhorn Sim Racing, ex-West Coast Sim Racing Pro Invitational here tonight. Slater Colby works his way back up to, works his way up to P2 as he has his little bumper starting to claw on his rear bumper here. Nico, think better of it here, buddy. We got a long way to go, long time to get there. These drivers tonight showing us all how it is done. These rigs, I can hear them behind me. They're motion act. I mean, they got the wind in them as well. They're working with all the forces here on the sim racing world here, trying to get each and every little sort of feeling that they can onto the racetrack. Motion rigs, wind rigs, also as well as force feedback that cannot be beat. Once again, if you're ever down near Austin, Texas, make sure you hit up the SIM ATX. One of the best places that I know here for some live sim racing action here. As we continue to crest our way ever so closer till that competition caution. How about our front 5? Brandon, Slater, Nico, Andrew, Stone. Our next 6 from there, Jake Steckler, Joe Rainey, George Lawrence, I believe is leading the Longhorn Sim Racing League right now. And then you start to look at here, Brian Reyes, Warren Johnson, still side by side here tonight. This isn't only the first time we've seen it. This isn't once, this isn't twice, this isn't even thrice. But it is even more than that here. Warren Johnson, he's going to leave the room as he tries to dive it down the inside, going up the roller coaster and back down roller coaster once again. Nice pass. Even around the outside there for Warren as he works his way back up to P10. Oh no, we got one spun in the middle of the track. That's going to be George Lawrence. He's able to find first gear and try to disappear here across and out of turn number 17 and 18, I do believe that is. We'll have to see what happened to George as well as our original race start. All right, here's what happens to George. We'll take a look at it full speed, and then we'll have to probably slow and woe this puppy down. George is right on Joe Rainey's rear bumper, just catches those rumble strips around. It's going to send him. We'll hop on board with George this time. Bye. Oh, George is doing everything he can to try and get to Joe Rainey's really left quarter inside there. Not able to do it. Thankfully, though, he does find neutral and first and able to get his way off of the track. Here we go. Here's a look at that original race start. So things got 2 and 3 wide pretty earlier on in this race. The start up at the front was, I think, pretty clean, calm, and cordial here. Marvin Samayo, he gets put in 3 wide. There was a bit of contact there for George as well as Nico Colby. But then you start to look at Adrian Gutierrez, and that's where the incident occurred. We'll have to take another look at it. Adrian Gutierrez, about middle of your screen right here. I believe, let's see. It's a slight checkup going here into turn 1. Oh, Adrian just going to have nowhere to go as the number, who is that? The number 17 gets turned on earlier in the race of Dylan Foley. Brandon Birch has company here, ladies and gentlemen. 4.5 minutes to go till the competition yellow. Birch is leading Slater Colby, but only by about 4/10, call it about half of a second here, as Slater Colby tries to run away from Nico Colby after taking away P2 earlier on in the race. Let's take a look at the lap time history between our front 2, well, really our front 3 runners here. This is Birch versus Slater Colby. It's a little bit of back and forth there. Lap 1, it was a lot faster for Birch, but take a look at 2 and 3. And then here we go, 4 and 5. Well, the book starts to tell its story here. Slater Colby comparing it to Nico Colby down for 2nd and 3rd. It is still a back and forth action happening here tonight between these front 5 runners here from Virginia International Raceway. Appreciate each and every single one of you joining on here tonight. I'm going to treat you guys real quick live to the sights and sounds of the racetrack here. I'll be right back up with you here in the booth. You can slowly crank this puppy back down, because we not only have battle for 7th, 8th, 9th starting to heat up and broil here from VIR. Brian Reyes is going to try the inside line, try to play some defense over hard charging Marvin Samayoa. He's going to have the outside. Who breaks just a little bit later this time. It'll be side by side into turns 1 and 2. Driver 21, driver 97 still going at it here as Amethyst Reese starts to join the battle after she went for a little bit of a slip and slide on lap 1. Look out there, Marvin's going to muscle his way back and around Brian Reyes there for P number 9. Brandon Birch continuing to lead her out up front. Ooh, but Brian Reyes, he got a little contact, a little bit of trade and paint there with Marvin Samayoa's rear bumper. Does Brian Reyes have a run down the inside, or does he think better of it as we continue to reach just 1 minute until our competition caution? Oh, here we go. Nico Colby down the inside of Slater Colby there. Does a run happen? We're going to continue to see things happen here between these drivers and their elbows out, coming to our long straightaway corner here from Virginia International Raceway. Stone Colby and now Andrew Bound, after Andrew falls away from the race lead. Well, he is struggling trying to find some pace here tonight after losing that race lead. Ooh, this is going to be close on the timing of the old competition caution. I think we're going to have to wait 30 more seconds for it here, because as seen on not the racetrack but the track map there, these drivers making their way down and across roller coaster. 20 seconds until it. We're going to have to throw the caution here. All right, drivers, back them down. We're going to slow and woe all of these Toyota GRD6s down back to pace speed here tonight. Get all these drivers caught back up with one another. No waiver rounds going here tonight. This will be just a quick caution. Stick with us here on Stam Studio Network. My name is Sean Stam, here live at the SIM ATX, doing an in-person broadcast here. I'll be right back with you up here in the booth. Hey, George. I hope that you guys can catch up on some of these conversations that are happening here behind us. Oh, this is going to get good here. All right, we're going to get the pace car in this lap by. So we're going to get to some more racing action here. Give me one moment. Oh, okay. We cannot adjust the caution lap here. I believe our league owner's calling us. I'll be right back with you up here in the booth. We're just getting everything worked out here down in the old race control section. We're going to get one more caution flag here, and then we're going to get back live to some real virtual racing action here. Real quick, if you're just now joining us, my name's Sean Stam, live here on Stam Studio Network in person, broadcast live at SIM ATX. If you're ever in the area, some of the best sim racing that you can find yourself here in person. There you saw it just within our last sort of camera shots. They have what? How many? Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I mean, more than 14 rigs here, I do believe here. So Sim ATX, keep up the good work, and I appreciate not only UT Austin here for Longhorn Sim Racing, West Coast Sim Racing as well, but everybody allowing me to come out here and put on an in-person broadcast. It's been pretty fun here so far. All right, the virtual iRacing safety car should be in this lap. So our race leaders are going to look like this: Brandon Birch, Slater Colby, Nico Colby, Stone Colby, and Andrew Bound rounding out the front 5 runners, as well as Jake Steckler, Joe Rainey, Grant Rowland, Marvin Samayoa, Amethyst Reese making up the top 10. Brian Reyes, George Lawrence Preckle, Warren Johnson, Armando Martinez, Ali Ixay, Alfred Nonis, Cooper Tomlin, Adrian Gutierrez, Jacob Pineda, as well as Dylan Foley, rounding out our 21 driver grid here tonight. We'll get green with just about 10 minutes to go, and then right after this broadcast, don't go anywhere because we will have another 30 minutes race here live on Stam Studio Network. These same drivers, Lola's shaking up on the track as well as the cars that they'll be racing. Instead of GR86s, it'll be multi-class next race. We'll have some GT4s as well as GR86s going at it, I do believe. Brandon Birch here, he's going to make our way through the S's section up into, is that Junior Oak Tree? No, there's no way. I think we're heading our way up into Oak Tree here. That vehiclebuyers.com machine, if you're looking to buy, if you're looking to sell, vehiclebuyers.com, overstockvehicles.com as well. They have some areas up there in Texas as well as Arizona. Appreciate you guys doing what you do here, not only here on the racetrack for the drivers, but as well as there behind the scenes. Keep up the great work there. It's going to be Brian Reyes, George Lawrence Preckle, as well as Warren, Armando Aliexay, Alfred Nonis, Cooper Tomlin, and Adrian Gutierrez, Jacob, and Dylan, rounding out sort of that second half of this field here on this race restart. There you see it. All these drivers they're not only swerving just because it looks cool, but they are getting their tires up to operating temps. They're getting their tires up to operating pressures, as well as these brake pads. iRacing is not just a video game. It is a simulator. There's a reason we call it. These physics, they cannot be beat here within the sim. It'll be fun to watch on this race restart as we're going to go some 2 and possibly even 3 wide, depending on where these drivers are able to make some runs happen. All right, down the old roller coaster here section for the final time before we get back to some green flag racing. You might be asking yourself, why do they call it this, the roller coaster section? Well, just look at it. You got some left, you got some right, some upsies and downsies as well here. So this is going to get good here on this race restarts. West Coast Sim Racing as well as Longhorn Sim Racing, they're going to put on a show here tonight for the second half of this race. The field's going to be in Brandon Birch's hands. It is when he wants to restart. Slater Colby slices and dices his way up to P2. Nico Colby, Stone Colby, Andrew Bound up to P5. Here we go. The field just waiting on Andrew Bound to slightly. No, he's not going to slightly. He's going to hammer that gas pedal down here. He might even drop a gear and disappear. Here we go. Green flag is out once again from the Virginia International Raceway. I can hear the winds from these sim racing rigs behind me start to spool up. Here we go down into turn one. It's going to be a little double apex there. There's a reason that they call this corner. I can't quite say the name over the broadcast here, but it is a tough, tough corner here. Still side by side. We haven't really seen side by side through turns 2 and 3 here tonight. Our front race leaders are continuing to show it's possible. How about Slater Colby down and around to the race lead? Brandon Birch isn't done with it here either. Stone Colby trying to make the crossover move work. He's going to have the inside. It's going to switch back to the outside here. Stone Colby drops back to P3. On board with Brandon Birch, here comes Nico Colby starting to join this battle as well. Joe Rainey, Jake Steckler starting to lurk within the woods. Don't look now, but Brian Reyes, after what was an immaculate start to the race, he continues to sit about 4 spots gained. Brian Reyes is going to start to snake his way up and through the elevation hungry track here tonight. That is VIR right on Amethyst Reese rear bumper. Brian Reyes going to have a move down the rear into the outside. Nope, going to think better of it as he has a think of it. Here comes George Lawrence, who possibly might make this double right-hander apex work. Woo, this is going to get good here down the back straightaway. Slater Colby with a 0.8 second lead. Brandon Birch, he's starting to follow closely. Here comes Stone as well. Once again, you have the slipstream, you have the draft available within these GR86 Cup cars here tonight. Does Stone Colby make a move for P2, or does he try and make Brandon Birch some team amends here as we just approach 6.5 minutes left to go in the race? Nico Colby continues to smell blood in the water as if he were a shark here tonight. Andrew Bound, after leading earlier on in the race, he drops back to P5. Jake Steckler to P6. Rainey Holmes Racing up there to P7. Speaking of Rainey Holmes Racing, he's going to have Grant coming down the inside this time. Grant Rulland, he's going to try to get the 2-for-1 special going in here for turn 1. Driver showing out of Germany. Grant is going to show down the inside. Door quarter clear. Nice pass, Grant. Grant's going to go up to P7. We've seen some nice defense for Joe Rainey. Are we going to see the offense work here tonight as he tries to make the crossover down the inside? Going to think better of it there. Marvin Samayo also has to get on the brakes there as well. Let us know who you're rooting on here tonight on STAM Studio Network. As once again, I thank each and every single one of you joining in on this live in-person broadcast at the SIM ATX. Slater Colby continues to start to crawl away from the race lead from Brandon Birch, but with this slipstream, with the draft that is available once again, there's really no running. There is no hiding. It's a compromisation after compromise here, you could say. Joe Rainey, we just saw a little bit of barbecue puff smoke in the back. Is Joe Rainey having a barbecue here without us here tonight? Oh, he is! Joe Rainey, self-induced spin. Driver 18 going around. And Joe, next time invite us to the old barbecue, man. Come on now. No, in all seriousness, though, you have to hate it for Joe Rainey, as there will be no competition caution here in the second half of this race. Joe's just going to have to put his head down and try to make up some more spots and then take it to the high banks at Daytona as we'll go multi-class racing. Choo-choo, the train is about to leave the station here, live from Austin, Texas, from the virtual hills up in Virginia. Here we go, Slater Colby, Stone Colby, brotherly action here for driver and battle up for the race lead. Slater Colby's going to continue to somehow hold Stone off, but don't count out Stone just yet. We've seen this time and time again. Stone, he's going to show that he knows not only how to make the pass, but he knows exactly when to make that pass. Here we go, 4 minutes left to go in the race with lap times ranging in the 2-minute marks. Going to be possibly coming to the white flag lap, not this time, but next lap by. Slater Colby, Stone Colby, Nico Colby. Right now it's a triple Colby action here for the race lead as we're going to run side by side, not only within the front row, but as well as that second row on back. Nico Colby's going to get his foot right back in the gas, able to find the grip, find the momentum there out of turn number 2. That's going to put Brandon Birch as well as Andrew Bound side by side for 4th on back. Andrew's going to try and make the outside line work here for Nico. Oh, Nico, he's going to be pinched on the inside line. I say pinched, but look at the speed, look at the race room left between these drivers. We're still not beaten. We're still not banging here too much just yet here as Andrew Bound, he's going to get a little tight there. Not going to have the run out there off of the corner. Slater Colby, he's got to right now play some Super Bowl defense over Nico Colby because these drivers, if my math is mathing, we could and should be, I believe, coming to the white flag this time by. Things are going to get close. Make sure you got your drinks, got your popcorn bucket out here tonight because this could get good here coming to the not only white flag but as well as the last turn within the whole race. Oh, Slater Colby runs wide. That's going to open up the door for his little bro Stone. And here comes the littlest bro of them all, Nico. Nico's going to try and size him back up down the inside of this long straightaway here. Nico Colby, we've also seen some NASCAR action here for Nico. Will he push there a little bit too hard going up into roller coaster for the second to final time here tonight, I do believe. Here comes Brandon Birch. He's right back up in this battle for what it will be the race lead. Side by side for second on back. Stone Colby up to the race lead. Look at Slater. Slater drops all the way back to P4 as he starts to go four-wheeling. We'll call it two-wheeling 25. A little bit of contact there. Slater and Brandon Birch side by side. We'll settle things back out here coming to the start-finish line. Things are going to get slicey. Things are going to get dicey here heading into turn number 1. There you see Barney. He was waving that white flag loud and proud. Final lap here tonight. Will we see for the 3rd time in Stam Studio Network history a triple Colby action here up front? Oh, we got a big incident here into turn 1. Amethyst Reese is involved. Brian Reyes has somehow made it through it. Warren Johnson has made it through it. Who else is involved here so far? Just Warren Johnson, Amethyst Reese. Here's a quick replay as this is the white flag lap. Look at that. There's, oh my, through and 3 wide there in turn 1 up in front. Yep, that's going to result in a little action there as Amethyst Reese possibly has a stuck brake pedal there off of her front and, her right and left front there. Here we go, Stone Colby, he's still continuing to lead this pack up here on the white flag lap. Nico Colby works his way up to P2. Slater falls back to P3 with just 2 laps. Now that we're on the white flag lap here, I've said this time and time again, you definitely have the speed, you have the momentum here at a track with a longer straightaway like VIR, but if you're not close enough to make the move here, this is the final chance here for Nico to try and get close enough to get some slipstream, to get some draft here on the final straightaway. There you see it there, not really able to close that gap here, although Grant Rowland and Marvin Samayoa are continuing to run side by side. Marvin gets shoved off the racetrack there just a little bit, about halfway down that back straightaway for the final time tonight. Going up into roller coaster, Jake Steckler, Brian Reyes. There's been a little bit of argy-bargy here between these two before. We're seeing some nice clean racing here tonight for Jake and Brian, still side by side. Ali Ixay as well as George right there behind. We're going to be coming to the the checkered flag this time by. It's going to be Stone Colby out up front. Congratulations, Stone. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's a Colby to victory lane. Not only that, it is a triple Colby action. Stone, Nico Slater here for the start-finish checkered flag. Here we go. Back into Ali Ixay and George Lawrence here. Coming across the line is going to be a photo finish here for 8th and 9th place. Give it to George there at the line. Alrighty, we know who finished in the top 3 there. Obviously, the triple Colby action. Looks like Andrew Bound. Oh, we got drivers. Oh no, one of them is upside down here. Andrew Bound finishes 4th. Brandon Birch, Jake Steckler, Brian Reyes, George Lawrence, Ali Ixay, Warren Johnson, Prackle, Amethyst Reese, Grant Rowland, Adrian Gutierrez, Armando Martinez, Cooper Tomlin, Dylan Foley, Jacob Pineda, as well as Alfred Nunnes, rounding out our 21 driver field here tonight. What a race. What a finish here for race number 1 for the Longhorn Sim Racing X West Coast Sim Racing Invitational here. Appreciate every single one of you joining in here live. We'll get some driver interviews here in a few moments' time after we take a look at the unofficial race results. Stone Colby, Nico Colby, Slater Colby come away with the third, count them, third time a triple Colby action has happened here. What a race to make something like this happen, as well as this is a pretty big race. Andrew Bound, Brandon Birch, Jake Steckler, Brian Reyes, George Lawrence, Alexei Prekul, Amethyst Grant, Adrian Armando, Cooper, Dylan Jacob, Alfred Warren, Marvin Samayoa rounding out our 20 driver field here tonight. Stick with us on Stam Studio Network. I'll get some driver interviews in just a few moments' time. Hey, Stone. Oh. Sorry, I thought I had Stone here. One second here. I'm going to get these driver interviews here for you in just a few moments' time. Alrighty, as we're waiting here for some driver interviews for West Coast Sim Racing as well as Longhorn Sim Racing, we're going to hit the old intermission screen. Stick with us here on Stam Studio Network and don't go anywhere because we have race number 2 coming up here in just a few moments' time. Thanks, everybody.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Alrighty, I'm joined here live with our race 1 winner here, Stone Colby. How about it, man? You got yourself a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, what a fun race 1 here. What are you looking here for race number 2 here? Completely different track, as well as, if you choose it, completely different style of racing.
Yeah, no, I'm doing GT4, so it's going to be way different of speed, and it's definitely a way more wide open track, but I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully I can back it up with the first race.
Well, Stone, that was a lot of fun to watch you here, and what's going through your mind is now a first triple Colby action. Are we about to double up the triple Colby action?
That would be sick. I hope so. We'll see if me, Nico, and Slater all have it all together tonight.
Well, Stone, congratulations on race win number 1. We'll see if we're visiting here in just a few more moments' time. Good luck to you, man.
Cool. Thanks, Sean.
Thank you, Stone. Alrighty, stick with us here on Stam Studio Network. We're going to take a quick break. We can get some drinks, some snacks, or not really. We're just going to get these the session bunched back up here. I'll be right back with you here, Stam Studio Network.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
How about it? Good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome to race number 2. Oh, that's not right. We're at Daytona now. Here, hang on one second. Pretend you didn't see the old the Google Earth here. I got you. All right, apologies. I had to update here everything, but now we have things updated to where they should be. We are multi-class racing here for race number 2 of our in-person West Coast Sim Racing League Longhorn Sim Racing League broadcast here at the one, the only SIM ATX, real life sim racing event. It's a place here down here. If you're ever inside of Austin, Texas, be sure you hit up the SIM ATX if you're ever itching to get back on the sim, because I know I sure am here just watching these drivers battle it out here, not only within qualifying, not only within practice, but especially even within race number 1 of tonight. Real quick, as we take a look at our race information here tonight, we'll got to thank the old sponsors and affiliates who make it all possible here. It's, oh boy. All right, real quick, I'll be right back with you here on SSN. Alrighty, welcome back in here, sim racing fans of all ages. I appreciate each and every single one of you joining in here tonight as we are approaching 1,000 subscribers on Stam Studio Network. Come on here, help a brother out. Tell your friend, tell your grandma, tell your doggy as well, even if that means you have to make a little YouTube account for him. That is a-okay. As we're going to get to some green flag racing for some multi-class series here. 30 more minutes of racing, competition caution at the 15th minute. You guys have already waited a week for it here. Green flag racing here at the world center of racing here at night. Oh, we already got one going around. Is that Ali Yexay? He's going to have hard contact with. That's going to be Alfred Norris here earlier on in the race. We got another one going around as well. Here we go. We're going to start to look single file up here for the race lead. Oh, up until here we go. Side by side for third on back. Ooh, boy, here we go. Elbows are already out here, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you got yourself the drink, got yourself the snack, because you're not going to want to miss an instant of this race. Now, as we work our way through the kink, these drivers have to get their tires and brakes up to optimal conditions earlier on in the run. The earlier, the better here. Stone Colby, after winning race number 1, he's going to start back here in 7th, works his way up to 6th. Here we go, back between Pacal as well as Jacob here for 9th and 10th overall. Jacob Pineda as well as Adrian Gutierrez, Michael, and Alfred all starting to join this battle up here as we head into NASCAR 1 and 2 for the first time here tonight. Look at this. This is one of my favorite shots here. You can start to see the speed with these GT4s as well as the GR86s. You can see the speed and differential between these two front running classes here tonight. Oh, we got one going for a little ride there. He's going to four-wheel it. I think that's going to be, oh, don't tell me it's Brian Reyes here. Brian, he's going to have an incident earlier on, as well as Dylan. Dylan actually also went down, out, and around earlier on in this race. Real quick, here's a, oh, we got somebody damn near missing the whole bus stop as well. Brandon Burt, Cooper Tomlin, as well as Warren Johnson right now. These drivers are putting on a show for the fans. There you see the speed differential of GT4 versus GR86. Oh, here's some side drafting here. This is why I love Daytona International Speedway. Not only the oval, but as well as the road course. You got some slipstream. You got that bump drafting you can do, as well as you have the side drafting. We see Warren Johnson get on the door of Cooper there, not allowing the Cooper go anywhere here as Brandon Birch continues to lead GR86 class down into turn number 1. Let us know who you're rooting on here tonight as Nico Colby continues to run away with the race lead for the Aston Heart of Racing. Excuse me, that's the McLaren Heart of Racing machine here tonight. Jake Steckler works his way back up to P2 where he started this race. Don't look now, but Grant Rowland, Longhorn Sim Racing driver, he works his way back up to P3 after so far, well, unfortunately losing the pole position here tonight. Andrew Bound as well as Todd look to gain some positions earlier on in the race. Excuse me, they run right where they started, 4th and 5th, does Andrew Bound and Todd. Stone Colby, he gains a spot earlier on, as well as Joe Rainey, he gains 3. Might be asking, why are we on board here on the old NASCAR oval section? Well, just you wait as we head on to the straightaway section here. If you're just now joining us, this is a live in-person broadcast. We saw quite a few drivers having trouble here within this bus stop section. On board with Joe Rainey. He gets that card. Does he catch second? No, I believe he just throws it down to third gear, drops a gear, disappears there out of the corner exit of bus stop. All right, Nico Colby continues to run out up front. Remember, Nico Colby gained 2 spots since the drop of the race. Here's a quick look at an incident. This is with Dylan Foley. I believe this is coming to the international, this is on to NASCAR turns 1 and 2. Dylan tried to get to the gas a little too soon around that rear end's going to go over the 26. So far, really only a couple incidents early on in this race. Armando Martinez, he's going to be on the receiving end of it here as he tries to go wide to miss a spinning number 23. Holy net code there. Sparks are going to fly at the front end of the 22 after some pretty heavy contact here. Thankfully for these drivers, we do have that caution about halfway to go in this race. Here's another look at kind of what we already have an AMG going around at the back screen there. I believe that's Alfred Nonis. And then here we go through the international bus stop here, the international horseshoe. Driver 23, George Lawrence. There you see it. That's rear end is going to get yawed out on him in a hurry. 23 down a route, and unfortunately he's going to spin there on the racing line. Nowhere for these drivers to go except just that rear bumper. Nico Colby up here to P1. Grant, how about this Longhorn Sim Racing driver? He continues to gain some spots here, slice and dice his way back up to where he started this race, which is, of course, is the pole sitting position. Of course, Jake Steckler, he started up there P2. He drops back to P3, but these drivers continue to crest their way through the old bus stop section here. It is Daytona. I'll tell you right now, if you take a look at the track map, it may look like a relatively easy course, but there's really no elevation for you to work with, but that's the infield section as well as the bus stop here. You start to get into a little bit of a mental game. There's so much that you can do here behind the wheel of the car, and then as you try to get closer and closer to the car up in front of you, not only are you going to work with a little bit of an ill-handling GT4 machine as the dirty air rips across the front nose of it, but as well as you start to try and find yourself in a little bit of argy-bargy here. Here's Andrew Bound as well as the purple driver Todd Operman. He's going to dive it down the inside in turn 1. Door quarter clear for Todd. That's P3, a driver interview spot we're looking at here. Todd, he's going to have to play some defense as we look at the rear bumper cam there. Oh man, Andrew Bound coming with a head of steam into turn number 3. Hopping on board with Andrew Bound here as we make our way through the kink and into turns 5 and 6. That's interesting to see out of these GT4s. You don't have to lift, especially in these GT3s, let alone especially if you're behind another driver, you will be catching a lift. But in these GR86s as well as GT4s, sure, GT4s are a little bit more aerodynamically dependent with that big old rear wing on the front and big old diffuser, big old front splitter up on the front of the GT4 machine. We continue to see some real nice battling happen here at Todd Upperman. I hope I'm saying that last name right here, Todd. Love you here, buddy. Let me know if I'm not, and I will fix it ASAP. As Todd, how about that? That's probably underwear sponsor, the Stageman Underwear number 20 Mercedes AMG, possibly a driver that we're going to have to keep an eye on here tonight, as well as possibly, I'm thinking here a paint scheme of the race. Michael and Jacob start to go out here to the bus stop. Michael's going to dive. Oh, nice pass there for Michael down the inside. I don't think this battle is over here just yet as Michael and Jacobs try and start to put a little bit of a gap here. Reel in Brian Reyes for P9. Real quick, if we hop on board with Jacob, this is going to be a really cool shot here because not only is Jacob within that slipstream, within that draft range, but as well as you best believe it's here. First of all, before we hop on here, the old drone camera shot. Take a look. Jacob's going to get a run down the outside line. Will we see? Who will we see deeper into the brakes here into turn number 1? Jacob's got it up top. Michael's got it down low. Here we go. Door quarter clear for Jacob. Nice pass there into turn number 1. We've seen turn number 1 be the opportunity here tonight for passing, as we're going to have contact here for second and third place. That's Grant as well as Todd going at it here. I believe that's 2 Longhorn Sim Racing drivers. Don't look now, but the purple people leader, number 20, Todd, he's going to come with a head of steam here out of the kink, as here comes Andrew Bound as well. Andrew, he's going to have it down the inside of that purple people leader, number 20. Oh, just barely clear out of the exit, somehow able to find the speed, find the momentum out there out of turn number 5 and 6 as we head our way back and up to NASCAR turn 1 and 2. Really good battles all up in here through the race pack, but we can't forget about the old GR86s here tonight. Brandon Birch, he's looking for redemption after race number 1 here in our in-person Longhorn Sim Racing, as well as West Coast Sim Racing broadcast here live at the Sim ATX. Brandon Birch and Warren Johnson continue to go not side by side just yet, but front bumper to rear bumper here. We're going to hop on board. I believe we have the live driver camera of Warren Johnson. Look at how hard, look at the wheel input as we're going to head into turns 3 and 4 here. Take a look at this. Damn near lockup out of the left front there. Warren Johnson's got more than 90 degrees turned right into that steering wheel here as we continue to look at this battle heat up for GR86. We continue to see the battle right now heat up for GT4 as well. Nico Colby, race leader across the stripe, but don't look now. Here comes Grant. He's going to have the outside line as he's going to have to play a little bit more aggression here into heading into turn number 1. Andrew Bound goes for a slip and slide there out of turn number 2. That was Todd Operman. Andrew Bound's going to be now side by side for the race lead with Nico Colby into the International Horseshoe. Nico Colby gets deep into the braking zone there. A little bit of contact, a little bit of a bump and run. No harm, no foul. Driver number 1 versus driver number 5. Nico versus Andrew. We're continuing to see some very nice racing. The ethical wheel here tonight for West Coast Sim Racing as well as Longhorn Sim Racing as well. Jake Steckler, he's going to have a hard charging number 20, Todd Operman down the inside. There's a spin. 3 drivers involved. That's going to be Stone Colby, Todd Operman, as well as I think that was going to be, oh, you got to feel bad for Grant. Grant Relland also involved here tonight, driver of the 14 Mercedes-AMG GT4. What happened? What transpired here into here? We might have to take the old drone camera shots of it as well. You just try to fight for every sort of little inch, every little centimeter here tonight. Here's a look at what happens here from the old bird's eye perspective. That was 20 getting in there quite deep. Believe that was of Todd Operman, who took it right away to the that was not Todd, that was Grant, who went in quite deep. Todd was also involved. He took it right away into the pits. We'll hop on board with Stone Colby here and see what Stone saw. I hear some RG bars here behind me. We'll get back to some live racing action. Stone, real quick, we're about to see, just had nowhere to go. Little snowball avalanche effect there up in front, if you will. Here we go, back out to the race lead once again here tonight. Nico Colby side by side with Andrew Bound. Look at Andrew Bound. This is not the first time. This is not the second. It is probably the 5th and 6th and 7th time that we have seen Andrew Bound find the speed later within the stint of not only here tonight, but within the whole league here. Andrew Bound, going to say thank you very much, Nico. Nico runs way wide there out of turn number 1 and 2. Andrew Bound to the race lead, Nico to P2. Jake Steckler now tries to reel in our front 2 runners. Look at the McLarens on the left side of your screen on timing and scorings. Right now, I'm showing front 5 GT4 drivers are the McLaren battle. Here we go between GT4 once again. This has been so much side by side, left and right, back and forth for the win for GR86 class. Right now it's Warren Johnson going side by side with Brandon Birch. Cooper, you got to feel bad for Cooper. He's about 9 seconds back between this battle for the race lead in GR86 as we make our way down that long back straightaway here into the bus stop section. Will we see some side-by-side, or who gets a little bit earlier on into the brakes? Looks like it's probably going to be Warren Johnson. You can't fault him for it there. VehicleBuyers.com driver Brandon Birch up to the race lead in GR86. Don't look now, but as we continue to crest our way through and closer to that competition caution, about 2 minutes to go until here, 3 minutes to go until it. Okay, I guess I had it right. If my math is math, then you can call it here. We'll hop on board with Nico Colby. Will Nico Colby make a move with lap times being in the 1 minute 52 second range? The competition caution will be thrown at the end of this lap. And Andrew Bounty's going to dive it down the inside. He's going to have to play the defense. We got the Flashy McFlashies flashing here tonight. Andrew Bound down and around the inside, the defensive line into turn number 1. We are also starting to approach that lap traffic and battle for the race lead in GR86 class as well. Both classes right now are on your screen for the race lead. GR86 right here in front of us. GT4 right there behind. We're about to see the slipstream, goodness gracious, the speed differential. That's what I was trying to find there. Andrew Bound going to say thank you very much. This is multi-class racing to a T here tonight. This is what we see. Yes, we do have very, quite frankly, different speeds and momentums here within corner entry, corner apex, as well as corner exit. Looks like Andrew Brown's going to so far continue to hold off the battle for the race lead against Nico Colby. Joe Rainey and Grant Rutland, Brian Reyes, as well as Prakal still continue to battle it out here for 5th, 6th, and 7th out here on track. Here we go, about 30 seconds to go till that competition yellow. Brian Reyes, he's going to fall back to P7 after starting P6 here tonight. So far, our biggest mover is going to be Jacob here in the old number 21 Mercedes-AMG GT4. After Jacob started, let's see, in the 11th position, already works his way up to 9th. Excuse me, that was Jacob starting in 15th. Goodness gracious, that's even more of a even more of a feat in of itself there, all the way from 15th up to 9th position in multi-class racing. Here we go, final few seconds before the competition caution, side by side. Who's going to have the lead before the competition caution comes out? Nico Colby, he's going to have a run down the outside line. Here we go, 15th minute. I think as we come across the stripe here, that's Nico Colby to the race lead right as the competition caution is thrown. Andrew Bound's going to fall and slide back to P2 after continuing to slice and dice his way up and battle for the race lead. Believe Andrews led the most amount of laps here tonight. Stone Colby will restart this race in 4th. Joe Rainey, Grant Rowland, Brian Reyes, Prakal, Jacob, as well as Michael, George Lawrence, Ali Xe, Armando, Dylan, Alfred, rounding out that top 15 of the GT4 class. Brandon Birch so far has that lead over Warren Johnson and Cooper Tomlin here. We're going to get these drivers all scrunched and bunched, all back up to one another here on STAM Studio Network. I appreciate each and every single one of you joining in here. We'll be right back with you after a few words from our sponsors and affiliates.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Alrighty, welcome back here, Stam Studio Network. My name is Sean Stam, and this is kind of cool thing about being in a live in-person broadcast. I think we had a little bit of an incident here under yellow, and I just heard the drivers talking about it here behind me. What happens here? Oh boy, that was some sparks flying there on the back straightaway. All right, real quick before we take another look at it, let me make sure that we are all squared away here on the race control side of things. Let's see here. All right, yep, we're going to have a little bit, one more pace lap here under competition caution, so stick with us here on Stam Studio Network. We're going to get all of these drivers scrunched and bunched back up to one another, and here's another look at that incident under yellow. Let's see here. So this is as everybody's just trying to catch the field here under yellow flag conditions. I believe this is Armando Martinez involved. Let's see what happens here. Oh, okay, well, that was before the yellow, that was before the yellow flag had thrown. Armando gets involved in an incident there, and then after the yellow flag, I don't know if this is retaliation or what it may be, but Armando Martinez here, driver of the number 2 Mercedes-AMG. See what happens here. Ooh, oh man, that was some pretty heavy contact. I don't know if it was, all right, we'll keep things all friendly here. Here's one more look at it. Oh, okay, well, I don't think that's Armando's fault. I think he had nowhere to go. Breaking, so we run from about Mach 2 back to, well, Mach -0. Let's get the old, let's get the iRacing safety car in this lap. Okay, well, that kind of scares me a little bit. The iRacing safety car lights are still... Oh, excuse me, that's because we're on replay. There we go. That'll explain things pretty quick here, as looks like we're going to get things double filed. Are we? Yeah, we're gonna run things on a double file race restart this time by. Lights are out on the iRacing safety pace car. Andrew Bound, Nico Colby, Jake Steckler, Stone Colby, and Joe Rainey will round out our top 5. Let us know who you're rooting on here tonight, and I'll be sure to give you a little shout out here live on Stam Studio Network, the old YouTube broadcast chat. Give me a second here as I actually have to reopen it back up, as this has been a back-to-back race here tonight. First from VIR and then Daytona. We got Terry chilling with us, as well as Soho Logan Stanley, the third musketeer, as well as Andre Ted Carey. Goodness gracious, YouTube land all popping off here tonight for us. Thank each and every single one of you here, as we will get back live to some racing action. Just about 10, coming to 9 minutes left to go in the race. Goodness great. The driver's just crawling here tonight under yellow flag. We're going to start to see some swerving, some jeeving and jiving, some back and forth. You're going to start to want to drag this brake pedal, get this tire temperature, get these pressures all back up to where they need to be for this race restart. We talked about the old the GT4 race leading class. What about the GR86s here? Brandon Birch, Cooper Tomlin, and Warren Johnson. Also Evan Schmitz here running first, second, third, fourth throughout the GR86 class. That also continues to be a really good battle and really good class that we have to keep an eye on here tonight. Coming to, we should get the green with 8 minutes to go this time by. We still have that long NASCAR 3 and 4 to work with here. So that's going to give you just each and every single one of you a chance here. Make sure you like, you comment, and subscribe here live on Stam Studio Network. You can also, there's a little gear icon if you hover over your screen in the top right or bottom right side. You can bump up the quality here tonight to 1440p, 60 frames per second. As Nico Colby is really, I mean, he's giving us a run for him. Look at where the iRacing safety pace car is real quick. Hang on. I know I got to go up in the UI real quick. Look at this. The iRacing safety pace car is just now in. So I don't know if Nico Colby's starting to play a little bit of a dangerous game here tonight, but as that iRacing safety car is in, it is now, the field is in the hands of Nico Colby. Nico can go as he so desires, just whenever he so wants to do so. Nico Colby, Andrew Bound, Stone Colby, Jake Steckler, those front 4 running positions. Remember, these Colbys are trying to make another triple Colby action happen here tonight. Unfortunately, it's not going to be so, as Slater Colby is down and into pit lane. Barney, he's waving that the green flag loud and proud. We are 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 here at the World Center of Racing. Nico Colby, Andrew Bound look to drop a gear and disappear here heading into turn number 1. I hear these rigs coming back to life here behind me once again, side by side for second, third, on fourth on back. Here we go. Looks like things are going to be cool, calm, and collected here heading into turn number 1. We'll work our way through turn number 2, 3, and 4. Looks like the front 3 runners continuing to run where they started. Here comes Grant. He is a man on a mission here tonight after going for a little bit of a slip and slide earlier on in the race. That teal and pink machine. Speaking of slip and slide, we got one going around right now as well. Oh, don't tell me it's Jacob. It is the Jacob, very chrome and then UT colored number 21 machine. Oh, do we have another incident up here as well? Dylan Foley involved in it. Another Longhorn Sim Racing driver. They're dropping like flies out here tonight. George, how about George? He continues to work his way up into the 6th and 7th running spot. As, oh no, we're getting loose as a goose behind him as well. Ali Xay around Prackle. Oh no, Alfred makes it down and around, door quarter clear. Ali Xay goes for a spin off the racing line there. Prackle down there also goes for one as well. Whoo, boy, things continuing to heat up. Drivers got their elbows out here tonight for the West Coast Sim Racing Longhorn Sim Racing Invitational event. Here we're going to work our way before some race replays here. Nico Colby back out and up to the front. Andrew Bound. This is a feat that we have seen. It's hard to beat this Andrew Bound feat. It's, well, not only his racing feat, but as well as how fast he continued to slice and dice his way through the field. Andrew Bound, after going for a spin earlier on in the race, I'm hearing an oh my god, a loud one in the background here. We're going to continue up and to look at this battle for what is the race lead before a couple looks at some replays here, as another driver has gone around here live timing and scoring. Andrew Bound, he's going to go try and make the outside line work. Remember, I just had a flashback here to Darren Colby. Matter of fact, 20, 30 races ago, Darren, he about locked the brakes up going in there into turn 1, but we've seen you can run way off the racing line there and still somehow find some grip, find some momentum there, and going into turn number 2 and 3. We'll look at the rear bumper of Nico Colby here as Nico tries to fight for his right to party here from the World Center of Racing. 4.5 minutes to go this time by. Oh, here comes the send of the century down to the inside. Andrew, he didn't quite have it. Door quarter clear quite just yet. Stone Colby starts to have patience once again like a stone here tonight from the World Center of Racing. Joe Rainey starts to lurk and creep here for that P4 spot. You know who else starts to do that as well? Jake Steckler starts to stalk and creep out the dungeon. Jake he works to P5 after starting P2 earlier on in the race. He's got to play some nice defense over Grant's Roland. Grant is looking for a little bit of a, you could call it a redemption here after what was some real nice pace there, race number 1. Also some very nice pace here earlier on in the race. He'll go for a little bit of a slip and slide spin. Grant's going to dive it down the inside. Grant is later on the brakes. Those the front brake rotors coming to life here. You could cook a steak on them. Jake Steckler, he's going to cook his steak. Very well done on his front brake rotors. Jake's going to continue to hold off that 4th running spot. Here we go, GR86 battle once again as well. Matter of fact, how about old Warren Johnson? He was able to get around Brandon Birch. All right, before we take a look at how that pass happened here is a look at Prakul's incident here in Mercedes AMG. I think Adrian Gutierrez as well as Ali Xay, all drivers involved here. Oh, just a little bit of a chain reaction. Prakul involved, Ali Xay involved, I believe. Oh, don't tell me Adrian Gutierrez was as well. That's 3 different drivers involved in one incident. Here's another look at it. It's like, where do we start checking up here? Where does it really start to ensue? Oh, is it 2 tires off the racetrack there for that lime green and black number? I believe that's the number 10 of... wait for it. Where'd he go? Okay, well, as I tried to search for the old, it might be number 70 as these GR86 numbers continue to be pretty weird. Anyways, battle for, well, real quick, here's a look at how Warren Johnson got around Brandon Birch for the race lead in GR86. Oh, this is going into the bus stop here. Nice passing opportunity. Brandon Birch goes around, and matter of fact, ends up taking quite a few other drivers as well as with him. That's going to be a pretty easy pass for Warren Johnson. Warren Johnson says, thank you very much. But even after this spin, in live timing and scorings right now, Brandon Birch is shown just 0.4 of a second down. All right, battle for the race lead, not only in GT4, but as well as in GR86. Starting to heat up, starting to broil here tonight from the high banks of Daytona. Nico Colby, he continues to run P2 after leading quite a few laps in this race. Do we see Stone steal another one here tonight? What happens here into turn number 1? We're going to see some side-by-side there across the stripe. There we're going to see a move for Stone Colby there into turn number 1 down the outside line. That vehiclebuyers.com, he sends it a little bit too wide. Here comes Joe Rainey to join the battle as well for the final driver interview spot in the GT4 class. Also side by side a little bit further back there as well between Armando and Prakul starting to go at it, as well as these two. Once again, Brandon Birch after the spin in GR86. He's looking to take away the race win here tonight from Warren Johnson. Here we go, door quarter clear for Brandon Birch down into the bus stop. We're going to see a final move here for Warren Johnson. He's going to have at least one more chance, one more whole lap to make something happen here tonight from Daytona. Look at the shot down there out of the back bumper for Warren Johnson. Brandon Birch, he's going to have to hold this wheel pretty steady here coming across the line. Oh, look at that. Oh, Warren Johnson's going to dive it out there up top. Here we go. Barney the flagman. He is waving the surrender flag here tonight. Side by side heading into turn number 1. We're not only side by side here for the race lead in GR86, but as well as side by side for the race lead in GT4. Warren Johnson deeper into the brakes, able to make the pass happen here. Final time into the bus stop here tonight. It's the final time to make a move. Nico Colby up to the race lead. Andrew Bound to P2. Joe Rainey to P3. Stone Colby, will we see him make a move here tonight? Final time through NASCAR 3 and 4. Here we go. Does anybody have a slipstream? Does anybody have a draft to make it up to Nico Colby? I think Nico is door quarter clear. He's going to come across the stripe, take the win here tonight, or am I speaking too soon? Joe Rainey, Stone Colby start to side draft each other. At the line is going to be Nico Colby with another race win. Oh, it's going to be a photo finish for P2. Give it to Stone Colby at the line. Joe Rainey to P3. Andrew Bound barely squeaks away with a P4. And here we go up here in the GR87. These, you can All right, as we work Mach 2 across the start-finish line here, we have drivers still continuing to battle it out. This is the battle for the race lead in GR86. Here we go. Who makes it happen? Does Warren Johnson show the defense, or is he going to leave the door open for Brandon Birch here coming to the bus stop for the final time here tonight? Warren's trying to say, go up top, go up top. I'm not going to give you the bottom. Here we go. Front bumper to rear bumper. Final time through the bus stop tonight. Who's a little bit deeper on the brakes? Warren Johnson's in a nice setup here. Will we see a run? Will we see a move? I don't think it's if. It is when here for Brandon Birch. Brandon, he doesn't make one going into the bus stop, but I like the run. I'm liking what I'm seeing here for vehiclebuyers.com. Slot back in there. Don't try the side draft just yet. No, Brandon, no. He's not going to listen to the old commentator here tonight. We're going to side draft things up into the start-finish line. Who's going to have what it takes? Who has the speed? Who has the momentum at a turn 4 for the GR86 win? Here comes Brandon Birch. He's got a low the run up there at the outside, but here comes Warren Johnson. It's the quicker way around the track. Warren Johnson side by side coming to the line. I think it's going to be Brandon Birch after spinning out earlier on in the race. Brandon Birch is going to take away the checkered flag here tonight in the GR86 category. What a race, what a finish here tonight in the West Coast Sim Racing Longhorn Sim Racing Invitational here live at SIM ATX. Thank you all for joining in here tonight. We're going to get some replays, we're going to get some driver interviews, and we're going to get things slowed and woed down here in just a few moments' time. Brandon, Warren, I think the race is already over here, gentlemen. Yep, that's definitely over. You would hope so, as we got fireworks happening here tonight. All right, our unofficial official race results are in. It looks like the man, the myth, the legend. How about it? Nico Colby. We'll take a look at how he got around. I believe that was Andrew Bound there coming to the second and white flag lap. Stone Colby, of course, going to take away P2. Joe Rainey, the Rainey Homes Racing driver, slots his way back up to P3. Andrew Bound, Jake Steckler, Grant Rowland, George Lawrence, Brian Reyes, Ali Iksay, and Alfred Nunnes rounding out that top 10. Jacob, Armando Dillon, Preckle, Adrian Gutierrez, Brandon Birch, Warren Johnson, Cooper Tomlin, Michael Sarley, and Todd I got to feel bad for driver 20. Driver 20, Todd, he'll finish it in 20th tonight after showing quite a bit of pace earlier on in the race. Well, really quick before we get to some live driver interviews, here's that look at how Nico made his way down, out, and around for that race win. Yep, and that was on Andrew Bound, I think. I called that one right here. Look at they're trying to break all sorts of speed, all sorts of draft here coming across the start-finish line for what is the white flag lap coming to here. And Nico Colby with the sleeve, with the jivin' and jivin' there, the left and right. Nico's going to say thank you very much, Mr. Andrew Bound. I'll take that there into turn number 1. Door quarter clear for that race lead. All right, I see the old interview room is popping off here, waiting with drivers. Real quick, before I get to you, let me ask if anybody here would like a live driver interview real quick, and I'll be sure to get with each and every single one of you here in just a few moments' time. Thank you, everybody, for joining in here tonight for an in-person broadcast live on Stam Studio Network. I will be right back with you. Don't go anywhere.
Get Joe first for the interview.
I gotta go, guys.
Oh, okay.
So just
wait, is that Joe?
Same old thing. Yeah, I gotta go.
All righty, Joe. Hey, congratulations on the podium finish tonight, Joe.
Hey, thanks. See you guys
later.
All righty. Get right back with you in just a few moments' time. Stick with me, everybody. Alrighty, stick with us here. Here comes a live driver interview. Just give me about 10 more seconds to set this puppy up.
check.
All right, here we go. All right, I'm here with Grant. Or excuse me. Man, how are you feeling after this race here, man?
I'm feeling great. Great opportunity to race. I'm kind of bummed where I finished compared to where I qualified each time, but that's just how racing goes. Very great.
Man, and what was it like here within the Longhorn Sim Racing going against and, man, side by side with West Coast Sim Racing?
I know, side by side. A lot of times it was great racing. We gave each other a lot of space. I made some mistakes. Other people made some mistakes. That's just how racing goes. But it was great to collab with them, and I'm super grateful for this opportunity.
Well, real quick before we let you get going, is there anybody who you'd like to shout out or kind of makes this all possible for you, man?
Yeah, shout out Brian Reyes for hooking us up with the West Coast Sim Racing, and then shout out Dylan for organizing everything in this conference room with all the sim rigs. Man, they're the great leadership of LSR, and I'm so happy to have them.
Man, a lot of fun out here tonight at SIM ATX. Have a great rest of your night.
Yep.
And now back live in the old virtual world here as we're going to catch up with Nico Colby. Nico, how about it, man? Got yourself a copy? No, Nico. Oh, oops. Okay. There we go. All right. I'm down here live in the old driver interview booth. Nico Colby. Nico, got yourself a copy?
Got a copy.
All righty, man. Coming down to the white flag lap here. Just immaculate timing there on the pass. What was going through the mind, man?
Yeah, I kind of didn't want to be in the lead for the last lap, but I ended up in the lead. So I guess that was it. I tried to get a good run out of the exit of bus stop, and I got one. Or Andrew got a slow down, actually, which kind of screwed him. But other than that, it was a fun race.
Man, a lot of fun to watch here. We saw the slipstream, the draft. This is going to be the biggest place that it ever plays a factor in here. Nico, I know that you're saying you weren't want to lead it on the white flag lap, but I mean, you came in there into turn number one side by side. You had the inside, just had to take the lead. Did you think it was kind of all over for you at that point? You just put your head down.
Not all over, but I know he had a pretty good chance of probably getting the lead at the last second.
Goodness gracious, Nico. A lot of fun to watch you here, not only within Longhorn Sim Racing and West Coast Sim Racing, but also some some Apex Motor Club action as well. Not only sim racing, but real life racing. Nico, it's so much fun to watch you here. Thank you for, putting on a show for the race fans, some side by side. It was all clean and ethical here. Nico, real quick before we let you get going, who makes it all possible? Who you'd like to shout out?
You always for the broadcast. Warren for putting on a good league. The Longhorns for joining the race, making it fun, and just Bob Dad and everyone that watches.
All right, now Nico, before you get going here, you got to sing us the old UT Austin fight song.
I have no idea what that is.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you're all good, man. Goes a little something. No, I'm just kidding. I'll spare the old ears there as well. Nico, congrats on the race win here tonight. I'm going to catch up with Big Bro Stone. Congratulations, Nico.
Thank you.
How about old Stone? Stone Colby, you got yourself a copy, man.
Yes, sir.
All righty. Well, we chatted with you earlier on in the night after another triple Colby action. So close here tonight. You can come away with P2 and, man, it was Slater. Where was Slater at? Anyways, Stone, congratulations on another podium finish. What is going through your mind, not only across the start-finish line at the checkered, but more importantly, the white flag?
Yeah, no, I thought I timed it perfect, to be honest with you. I bumped Nico right past Andrew, put myself in second, and then I don't know what I was thinking. I completely left the door open for Andrew and Joe to just swing right in there in turn one. But all in all, I guess it ended up working out. It sucked that Andrew got to slow down coming out of the bus stop, and then I knew I had the draft on Joe to get P2. So, Colby 1-2, and Slater, wasn't able to make it, so I'll take it. But it was all in all a good race, and it was fun racing with everybody.
Well, it's a lot of fun to watch here up on the high banks at Daytona, Stone. Real quick before we let you get going, congratulations on another podium finish, and man, who makes it all possible for you?
You as always for broadcasting.
Thanks,
and,
man.
Warren for putting on a good league, and the Longhorns, it was a lot of fun racing with those guys, and vehiclebuyers.com, Overstock Vehicles, Apex, and everybody that tunes in and watches week in and week out.
Stone says that was fun racing, you guys. All right, Stone, you got some thumbs up here from the old Longhorn camp. Congratulations on your P2, man.
Cool, thank you.
Real quick, final question. I guess I just did ask that. All right, I apologize there, Stone. Have a great rest of your night, man.
You too, Sean.
And we've already heard with the old Joe Rainey, of course, he said he'd like to thank the old, I think the regulars, he said. So, of course, Rainey Holmes Racing, the racers as well as Warren for putting on an immaculate league here for West Coast Sim Racing. Speaking of Warren, great segue over to him here. The league owner's going to come away with the GR86 race win here tonight at the World Center of Racing.
It shouldn't have. I thought Brandon won it. Didn't he win? It was like neck and neck, but whatever. we wanted to make it a photo finish for you guys, so no, it was great. Brandon, it was fun racing you, of course. We were having a blast out there, just me and him out there running. Always good time racing with him, and all the Colbys and the Apex guys, Joe Rainey, fun racing with them. My league for showing up and helping out these Longhorn guys for starting their thing, and we wish the best for them and hope that they can get that whole program started. They definitely deserve it, so it'll be fun to watch them grow, and hopefully we can do this again in the future, because I'd love to do that. And thanks to the Longhorns for being here, and of course you, Sean, for putting on a good broadcast as always. I know you had a good time over there in person, so congratulations on your career as a broadcaster kind of moving up, and it's going to be good to see where you can go. So thanks again.
No, Warren, I appreciate that. That goes, I always say a long way here behind the scenes, but seriously, that's what keeps me going here. I appreciate you, Warren. And real quick, yes, you were right. I don't know why SDK decided to reset everything on me, but yeah, Brandon Birch barely got you at the line. But congratulations on the P2. Another podium finish, you yourself in the GR86 car. Real quick, Warren, before we let you get going, who would you like to shout out here tonight?
Well, I shouted you guys out already, but again, everybody, thanks to the Longhorns for doing this. Hopefully we can do it again, and I guess the YouTube chat. Thanks for tuning in. If you guys tuned in, and that was an awesome doubleheader, and hopefully we can do it again soon.
Speaking of the old YouTube chat, I know Brandon's probably just, come on now, get to me. I'm trying to get to bed here. Speaking of YouTube chat, real quick, thank you, Terry. Thank you, Logan, as well as Carrie, Soho, and Third Musketeer for all joining in here live tonight on STAM Studio Network. Here we go, coming to the line. It'll be Brandon Birch who takes it away in the GR86 class. Brandon, got yourself a copy.
Sir.
All righty, man. That was a lot of fun to watch. What was going through your minds on not only the white, but the checkered?
That was a good time. Warren and I were, there wasn't a lot of us in the 86 class, so Warren and I were kind of having a good time the whole race, and coming around the final stretch, we were like, we should make this interesting and make it as close as we can. So, no, it was a good time for sure. Fun race. I wish we had some more people in there, but we had a good time. Warren and I going back and forth.
Yeah, well, sorry, Brandon. It was a lot of fun to watch here out here from the World Center of Racing. We do have some multi-class action here from West Coast Sim Racing League, just like last night. Some more, that was some GT3s, some GT4s, if I remember right last night. Anyways, Brandon, that was a lot of fun. What was going through your mind is not only you're going against these drivers that you've been against here time and time again, but you've also had some newer names that you were trying to go a little side by side.
Yeah, it was different for sure. When all the guys that we always race with, obviously we all know how each other drive, and we know where to make the passes and not make the passes, and figure out where they're faster and slower pretty easily. So having some other people in here that we haven't raced with before was pretty interesting for sure. You got to learn how they do things and pick the right spots to make the passes. So it's fun.
Well, Brandon, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking your time and waiting for your driver interview booth. Real quick before we let you go, who we shouting out, man?
You for always broadcasting, of course. It's fun to go back and watch. Warren for putting on the league, and Logan's always in the chat hyping me up, and my parents are on here watching tonight, so that's pretty cool. I'm surprised they're still awake. So it's a fun race for sure. It's a good league.
Man, I appreciate you, Brandon. I appreciate the old Mr. and Miss Birch as well, and I apologize once again for quoting the wrong winner there after driver interviews. Goodness, there's so much that goes in here behind the scenes, and you add in the old real life element to it. Man, things can get out of a hurry quick, but thank you everybody for joining in here tonight. Thank you, Brandon, and congratulations on your race win. Congratulations, Nico, on his race win in the GT4 class. I'm going to get on out of here. Normally, I'd say catch my virtual flight home, but I got a little drive home here tonight. Thanks, everybody, for joining in. My name's Sean Stam on STAM Studio Network. Have a great rest of your night.